Hey friends, it's Mr. Chad. Here we are on our last few pages of the packet where we learned how to identify, describe, and name pennies. Remember, before we learned about pennies on this page, nickels, dimes, and quarters. And now, this is your chance to show us what you know. We're going to identify the coins. We want to know that you know what they look like, and you can tell us, okay? All right, so here we go. So, on this page, we see a group of coins, and they are different. Many of them are different, okay? They're not all the same, okay? See a lemonade, jar of lemonade there, and some lemons. Let's see what the instructions say. All right, but for this page, you're going to need some crayons, okay? Okay. Do your best to find some crayons. You're going to need the color yellow, green, red, and blue. Okay? Yellow, green, red, and blue. Now, if you cannot find any crayons, okay, you're just going to write the number of quarters in this blank. But do your best to find those crayons. I'll give you a moment to find some crayons, okay? You need yellow, green, red, and blue. Yellow, green, red, and blue. And I'll let you find some crayons while I get my colored markers out. Okay, so yellow, green, red, and blue. Okay, now these are the colors you're going to use to show us that you know how to identify. Can you say that word? Identify. Identify which coins are which. Okay, all right, so the instructions say circle the pennies in yellow. I'm going to take my yellow marker. I'm going to circle the pennies. Now I remember that pennies are brown and they're small. These both look brown and small. Whoop, that one does not work. There we go. All right. So I circled the pennies in yellow. Now it says circle the nickels in green. Let me get my green. Let's see. Circle nickels in green. I remember that nickels are bigger than pennies. I know they're silver. They're also not as big as quarters. Let me look at my page. Let's see if I can find nickel. Here we are. That's a nickel. Let's see if I can find some. I recognize that picture. It's silver. It's bigger than a penny, but not as big as a quarter. This one's the same size as this one. It's the same color too. I don't see any more nickels. Alright, let's go to the next one. Circle the dimes in red, the instructions say. Circle the dimes in red. Now, I remember dimes were really small. I think there might even be smaller than the pennies. They're also silver. I think this one's a dime. And this one's the same size. And this one is too. It's all our dimes. Last, circle the quarters in blue. I remember the quarters. They were the biggest ones. Now, it says count and write the number of quarters. So let's count our quarters. 1, 2, 3. 3 quarters. All right, let's go to the next page. On this page, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? Listen very carefully to the story so you can choose the correct answer. Number 1, put your finger on number 1. Number 1 story goes like this. Sally went to the toy store to buy a doll. The doll cost 2 pennies and 1 nickel. Circle the set that shows how much the doll costs. Sally went to the toy store to buy a doll. The doll cost 2 pennies and 1 nickel. Circle the set of coins that shows how much the doll costs. You ready? All right, here we go. Number 2. Number 2 says, so here's the story for number 2. Ben went to the toy store and he wanted to buy a toy airplane. And that toy airplane cost 5 pennies and 1 nickel. Which set of coins shows how much the toy plane cost? Ben went to the toy store and he wanted to buy a toy airplane. That toy airplane cost 5 pennies and 1 nickel. Which set of coins shows how much the toy airplane cost? Circle your answer. Is it this set or this set? All right, here we go. Let's go to the next page. Finish up. Number 3. Number 3. Here's the story for number 3. Number 3 goes like this. Jenny went to the toy store and she wanted to buy some toy trains. And the toy train cost a dime and a nickel. That toy train cost a dime and a nickel. Which set of coins shows how much the toy train cost? Which set of coins show how much the toy train cost? Circle your answer. Number 4. You ready for number 4? Here we go. The story for number 4 goes like this. Jack went to the toy store and he wanted to buy a stuffed dog that looked just like the one he had at home. When he got there, he found out that the stuffed dog cost 2 dimes and 1 nickel. Which set shows how much the stuffed dog cost? Circle your answer. All right. I'll see you next time for the back of this packet.